Wasn't sure if I was supposed to get up there. Hi, everyone. I'm Dara Khosrowshahi, and I'm the CEO of Uber. It is awesome to be back here in DC, and it's great to be back with you all for a fourth annual Only on Uber event. Yeah. This is, for me personally, this is one of my favorite events of the year for a very, very simple reason. You see, at Uber, we are building lots of cool technology at the absolute bleeding edge. Every single month, we've got over 180 million customers coming to us every month and growing, looking for our services. But none of that matters if we don't also have amazing drivers and couriers on our platform like you. The fact is that without you, we simply would not exist. And that's why it's so important for us to check in with you on a regular basis, to hear what you're thinking, know what you're feeling, and what we can learn from you in order to keep building better products on Uber. Every single improvement that you're going to hear about today, and there's a lot, was built based on your feedback and your ideas. Every single one. And we're going to stick around after the event today because we want to hear even more ideas for you, because you know there's another Uber Only on Uber event coming up next year, and we need ideas to start building for that event as well. So before we get into the specifics of what we built for you, let's start by talking a little bit about the trends that we're seeing all around the world. First, the most important trend. In the US, all around the world, drivers are doing more trips and earning more than ever. Just this last quarter, drivers and couriers on Uber made nearly $21 billion, which is the highest quarterly earnings of all time on our platform, and we expect that number to keep increasing. And customers are also showing their appreciation more than ever with tips at an all-time high. So obviously what you're doing is something that customers love. Now, this year, there have also been some changes. We have introduced autonomous vehicles on the platform in a couple of cities. And some of you are probably wondering, like, what does this mean for me? And believe me, I get it, I would too, right? But here's the truth. These are very, very early days. There are only a few hundred AVs on the platform and on the road compared to millions of drivers driving, delivering every single day. And drivers are still at the center of our platform, and that is not going to change anytime soon. In fact, we think that 10 years from now, we'll have more drivers and couriers on our platform than we have today. And over the long term, we're going to build a hybrid marketplace with both AVs and drivers, each serving our customers in their own unique way on our platform and earning as a result of it. Now, what we're seeing today in Phoenix, Austin, and Atlanta, these are the three cities where autonomous vehicles are sharing the Uber app with drivers like you. What we're seeing is that drivers are doing more trips and that earnings per hour in these cities have been consistent with earnings per hour in non-AV cities. So what we're seeing is that the demand on the platform continues to grow consistently. AVs are actually bringing more demand onto the platform. And as the platform grows, everyone gets the chance to earn on the platform as well. And that is why we're not just investing in AV technology. As you'll see today, we're also investing in drivers and couriers, and we're going to keep asking for your feedback, whether it's through Uber Crew or other forums just like this one. So let's talk a little bit about what these investments look like and how we are doing our best to make Uber better for you. This year is all about how we're making earning on Uber easier, safer, and fair. Because if we can do those three things, Uber is going to continue to be the best platform for flexible work in the world. So first up, easier. If you've told us one thing again and again, is that you want everything on the Uber driver app to be as fast, simple, and effortless as possible. And we heard you. So today, we're announcing improvements to our loyalty program. We're giving you more ways to earn, and we're improving the app so that you can find the right opportunities just for you. Next up is safety. Safety means giving you more control in terms of who is getting into your car. It means helping you make sure that the riders are who they say they are, and it means giving you new tools to help you stay safe and connected on the road. And last but not least, we want you to feel like you're being treated fairly by your customers and also by us. And that's why we're taking some parts of the Uber experience that you told us felt unfair and trying to make them better. And that's why we're giving you more information so that the decisions that we make feel transparent to you and consistent to you. It's all about making Uber work for you and not the other way around. So thank you again for being here. To kick us off and get into the details, into the nitty-gritty, I'd like to welcome Sachin Kansal, our Chief Product Officer.
All right, thank you, Dara. Hi, everyone. My name is Sachin Kansal, and I'm Chief Product Officer here at Uber, which means that my team works on all our products, whether it's the Rider app or the Uber Eats app, and most importantly, the driver and courier experiences. It is our job to make the driver app easier, safer, and fairer, as Dara just mentioned. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, when I think about making the app better, the first thing I think about is to step into your shoes. So we know what you like, what you don't like, and what you really, really don't like. So we know that we have to change those things. And the best way to do that is to get first-hand experiences. So not as much as all of you, but for the last 8 years, I have been an Uber driver and courier as well. That is my driver profile. I try to do that whenever I can. It's just the best way for me to actually step on your side and step into your world and get to feel what is it like to have a passenger in the back seat? What is it like to wait at a restaurant when I'm waiting for a food pickup? Now, I'm not the only one. Many of my colleagues do that. You'll actually see some of those faces around you today as well. Collectively, we have done thousands of trips just this year. So it's my favorite thing to do. It allows me to get a reality check on how things really are going. But I don't stop there. Then I come back, and in painstaking detail, I document everything that I find, so that then I can share it with my team, and I can hold the team accountable to fix these things as fast as possible. The team just loves that. But it's very important for us to learn from this and improve our product. But we are not the ultimate experts. You are the ultimate experts. We may have done a few thousand trips amongst us, but some of you have done tens of thousands of trips single-handedly. Like Will from Los Angeles, who's done 24,000 trips. It's incredible. That's why we spend a lot of time with all of you in focus groups, with Uber crew, and in one-on-ones. In fact, this year, we have done 54 crew sessions already, 90 focus groups, hundreds of one-on-one conversations, and we learn a lot. And all the products that we will talk about today came from your feedback. One of the things that we have learned is every driver and every courier on Uber is unique. You have your own stories, your own situations, your own requirements. Maybe you're a musician, and so you want to drive during the day because you want to perform at night. Or you're a single dad, so you want to do deliveries in specific neighborhoods so you can be close to your home and to your kids. We have a variety of skill sets and backgrounds on our platform, and drivers and couriers with different amounts of time that they may have on their hands. Maybe you are an EV driver, an electric vehicle driver, so you have to go to the charger every day, and you have 30 to 45 minutes to kill. Or you have a large car, which means that you can actually put a lot of people in it, and you can put a lot of stuff in it. Or maybe you're a PhD student, and you're on our platform part-time, and you can speak 5 languages. Yes, we have those on our platform as well. The variety of skill sets and backgrounds on Uber is staggering, which is why it's very important for our app to be very flexible and for you to have multiple ways to earn money on our platform. This is an area where we have made progress. If you go back 10 years, if you want to be an Uber driver, you got UberX and you got Uber Black, and that's it. Now, fast forward to today, and you have many earning opportunities. You can decide how you want to spend your time. You can shop for groceries. You can deliver alcohol. You can return a rental car through valet. You can pick up passengers from military bases. And you don't have to pick one of these things. You can choose to do multiple of these things through preferences. And today, I'm excited to announce that we are going to add even more earning opportunities to our platform. And this is based on your feedback that you would like to be able to earn even when you're not online and you're not on the road. So we have done that by adding simple, easy tasks to the app. And a lot of these tasks are digital tasks, meaning you can just do it from your phone. You don't have to be at a specific location. You just can be anywhere. Now, what are these digital tasks, and what are they actually doing? How are they helping? So let me set some context. How many people here have heard about ChatGPT or AI or Gemini or use some of these things? Many of you have. Well, what do these things do? You can ask them a question, a complicated question, and they will respond to you like a human being would, like an expert human being would. For example, I don't understand my month-to-month leasing agreement with my rental agency. And so I just give it to ChatGPT and tell it, hey, explain to me what I'm getting into. And I can then have a question and answer session with that. How does ChatGPT figure that out? They can actually get a lot of this information from the web, but they need a lot of real-world information. And that's where all of you come in. And your time can be extremely valuable. So what we thought is we should work with some of these companies so we can help them improve their AI and at the same time provide earning opportunities for all of you. So let's take an example. Let's say it's Sunday, you're home, it's 30 minutes before the football game starts. So you open the app, you go to the Work Hub, and there are some tasks that are available for you that you can do quickly. One of them is a document upload task. Now, this is from a company that actually wants to improve its AI in analyzing documents in different languages. You may have actually experienced some of these applications if you have used any translation software where you can just hover the camera on a document like a receipt, and it will live translate it, in this case, from English to Spanish, which is very, very helpful. You could upload documents to help improve the quality of software like this. So back to your task, you upload a document. We give you a very easy way to upload it. You can select the language. Let's say you're from Spain, and you have access to a lot of Spanish documents. You can upload that. You can choose the language. You just say upload document. You can just take a photo. In this case, it's a photo of a receipt that's in Spanish. You submit it, and you're done. And maybe you can go to your junk drawer, and you can find a lot of other documents and memos and letters and so on. And the software will guide you to do what it needs you to do, and then you can make money while sitting in your couch while still waiting for kickoff to happen. That's how easy we want to make it for you. Another example would be, let's say you are an EV driver. You are at the charging station. So you open the app again. And in this case, there's a task available for audio upload. This may be for a company that wants to use AI to translate audio and video into many, many languages. And they need audio samples. There could be audio samples in English, or it could be audio samples in any language that you may be comfortable with. And again, you upload that audio. Maybe there's a prompt. And again, you can make money while you're waiting for your car to charge. And the earnings that you would generate through this show up in the app, just like your rides and your deliveries earnings show up. In this case, it tells me that I made $63 from tasks out of my total of $472. These show up in my activity just like my rides and deliveries do. So it's fully, seamlessly integrated. We have already been testing digital tasks in India, and now we're going to be bringing it to the US before the end of the year. Couriers and drivers can both do it. Now for couriers, we are adding additional earning opportunities even beyond that. Your deliveries are generally small to medium-sized orders delivered at home or offices and so on. But something that we have not done yet is really help with large orders, maybe for parties or maybe for big work get-togethers. And we're going to add that, and we call it catering setup. So if you're delivering using a four-wheeler, and you are open to helping set up what you just delivered, and of course get paid for it, then you can sign up for catering setup. You just go to the work hub. You're giving some instructions on what to do, how to do, what not to do. So you will be asked to help arrange the containers, but you don't have to open them. You don't have to serve the food. So if that's agreeable and you get approved, then you start getting offers which are catering offers. And it will make it very clear that setup pay is included and setup is required on that particular trip. Of course, you can accept it or not. That's still up to you. But at this point, you would be eligible for a catering order. And you can just take a picture after the setup. This particular picture is actually from last night when the team ordered pizza at 1 a.m. when they were working on this presentation. And you just submit the picture, and your task is done. And you are able to now add another earning opportunity to your portfolio. See, whether it's digital tasks with doc uploads or audio uploads, or it's catering orders, we want to make sure that you have as many earning opportunities on our platform as possible, suitable to your situation and your requirements. We have heard from you loud and clear that you want more ways to earn, and we are listening. The other thing that we have heard from you is, hey, I put in a lot of effort, and I create a great customer experience, whether I'm a driver or a courier. But not everyone does that. And I should be rewarded for going out of my way. And I could not agree more. Over the years, we have figured out different ways to reward drivers who are going the extra mile and couriers. We have a rewards program called Uber Pro, which I know many of you are familiar with. Depending on the criteria that you meet, you get to a certain tier, whether it is gold, platinum, or diamond, and you get rewards. These rewards range from free Costco membership, or discounts on gas or charging, and things like priority queue access at airports. These are great. But there are two pieces of feedback that we get from you. One, if I'm a part-time driver, I'm not doing enough trips, I don't make the cut for these programs, even though I'm providing a great quality experience. And two, these rewards are great, but I would like rewards that directly impact my earnings. So earlier this year, we tried something out as a pilot. We called it Advantage Mode. It's very simple. If drivers meet a certain criteria along these lines, they can get into Advantage Mode. And if they are in Advantage Mode, they get 5% extra earnings on every trip, and they get priority access to exclusive ride requests. Simple and very rewarding. And your number of trips should go up. So what did we see? How is the program doing? It's doing really, really well. What we saw that the cities that we launched in, Advantage Mode drivers were making 20% more on a per-hour basis as compared to other drivers. This is great. This is exactly what we want to see for drivers who are really proud of the quality and the customer experience that they are delivering. But now we have two programs. We have Advantage Mode and Uber Pro. It's very confusing. So we're going to be merging the two programs, and starting early next year, we're going to combine them into the new and improved Uber Pro. So let's see how this is going to work. Let me walk through some of the details. The tiers remain the same: blue, gold, platinum, and diamond, which you're already used to. The quality criteria largely remain the same: acceptance, cancellation, star rating, and points, which is measured by the number of trips that you do. And these are roughly the numbers in the program today. And as you can see, the quality requirements for gold, platinum, and diamond are the same. And this is another source of feedback that we get, which is, it's impossible for me to hit these tiers. I don't drive enough. And the rewards are not worth for me to try for this. We hear that, So we're going to make some changes, and we're going to make it easier for drivers to get to gold. These are the changes we're going to make. We're going to lower the acceptance rate threshold for gold. We're going to increase the cancellation rate that is allowable for gold, as well as we're going to reduce the number of points and trips that are needed. So if you're a part-time driver, but you're delivering a great quality experience, you can qualify for gold. And as we learned in the Advantage Mode program, we are adding a driver insight score in partnership with our partner CMT, because if you are a driver who drives safe, you should be rewarded for that as well, because safety comes first. And depending on the criteria that you hit, you will qualify for a certain tier, whether it is gold, platinum, or diamond. And the higher the tier, the more rewards that you will get. Our rewards start at the gold tier, and platinum offers even more rewards, and diamond offers even more rewards. And the reward slate that you are already familiar with, that's staying, that's not going anywhere. But we are adding many more rewards, which I'm very excited about, and I'm going to talk you through 5 of those. All right, first one. As we talked about for Advantage Mode, we are adding a pro perk, which is if you're gold, platinum, or diamond, you get a 5% increase in earnings on every single trip. That's applicable to UberX and many other ride types. So this is going to be great. Now, depending on your tier, you get priority for exclusive rides. And this is especially true when there may be a little bit of slowdown in demand. So you will get priority based on your tier for exclusive rides, which means that you're going to get more rides. But this priority is not just for exclusive trips. It's also for Trip Radar trips. It gives you an advantage. If, let's say, you get a Trip Radar offer card, and many drivers do, and if multiple drivers are interested in the same trip, your tier will matter. It will be one of the factors that ultimately decides who gets that offer. So the higher your tier, the more likely you are to get that offer. This is true for both city as well as airport. Imagine being at the airport, and because of your tier and your status, being able to get a trip as fast as possible and being able to leave the airport. That's a huge advantage. Next, for our platinum and diamond drivers, you'll get priority on reserve trips. And who doesn't love reserve trips? You can plan your day around it, and these trips are higher paying trips. And last but not the least, something special for our diamond drivers, which is free Uber One membership. Because if you are a great driver, you're also a very valuable customer. For those of you who are not familiar with Uber One membership, we have more than 30 million customers around the world who are Uber One members, and it gives you and your families $0 delivery fees on all Uber Eats orders, as well as discounts and perks from your favorite restaurants and merchants. And if you're a passenger in an Uber ride, you get cash back on every single trip. And you can use those credits after that on both rides as well as Uber Eats. I'm really, really excited to be able to offer that. And I just got a hand signal that I am able to offer right now as a special offer to everyone who's in the room, 6 months of free Uber One membership to everyone in the room. I feel like I had my little Oprah moment. I'm sorry I don't have a car to give you, but I can give you Uber One membership for 6 months. So I'm really, really excited about that. So this is a summary of some of the benefits that we are bringing to Uber Pro. I'm very excited about it. I hope you will like it as well. This is for drivers. Let's also talk about couriers. Now, couriers are a little bit ahead because we actually launched the Uber Eats Pro program earlier this year. The structure is generally similar to how we talked about on the driver side. You have 4 tiers, green, gold, platinum, and diamond. And the quality criteria are similar. Of course, there are some differences between deliveries as well as rides, but you have acceptance rate, cancellation, satisfaction rate, and points, which is measured in terms of number of trips. But you can see on the courier side, there is a difference between the requirements for gold, versus Platinum Diamond, which makes it easier for you to achieve Gold status. The rewards are also similar. You get benefits such as free Costco membership, as well as discounts on gas, as well as charging. But there is one additional reward that we launched that couriers have really loved, which is preferred deliveries. So depending on your tier, you get preference for our highest paying deliveries. So if you're Gold, Platinum, or Diamond courier, you will get preference for these deliveries, which leads to more earnings. As we have seen in our data, that over the last few months, as we have run this new Uber Eats Pro program, couriers who are Gold, Platinum, or Diamond have made 25% more on a per order basis, on a per hour basis. And if you're Platinum or Diamond, you made more, even more than Gold. So we're really excited about where the Uber Pro program is going for couriers as well. Now, as excited as we are about the programs themselves, it's also important to make sure that the app works well for you. The feedback we have heard is, I can't figure out what rewards I get. I can't figure out what do I need to do to get to the next level. So we're going to completely revamp the interface in the app, and we're going to call it Pro Hub. This is going to be very personalized and dynamic, and you'll be able to figure out what rewards you have access to and what you need to do to get to the next level. I won't talk much about it. We actually have a kiosk where a team member will be able to share that with you, and you'll be able to get hands-on with this. Look, whether it is our Uber Pro program for drivers, or our Uber Pro program for couriers, or the interface itself, which is Pro Hub, these are the most substantial changes that we have made in Uber Pro for the last several years. And I'm very excited and really proud of the team that has worked on this. But I'm sure we got something wrong. So please keep your feedback coming so we can learn from that and we can continue to make Uber work even better for you in the future. And with that, and to talk about how we are making the app easier for you, please welcome my colleague, Neeti Bashambu.
Hi, everyone. I'm Neeti Bashambu, and I'm responsible for the Uber driver app. I always tell my team that we are the stewards of the driver and courier experience, and we take that responsibility very seriously. That's why, like many of the speakers here today, I do drive and deliver myself, and I often talk to couriers and drivers, whether I'm at a driver roundtable or at the back of the car. It's all about making the app platform perform at its best so you can perform at your best. And we've made a lot of great progress on the app since last year's Only on Uber event. Back then, we announced a lot of features, including the first phase of our app redesign, and we've been busy rolling out all the updates, which some of you may have seen, our new home screen, our new customer fare breakdown, which occurs on a weekly basis for you. And we've been really busy. Now we're making even more changes to help you maximize your time. Take the heat maps, for example. Some of you may have seen our new delivery heat map, which shows real-time hotspots with icons for busy stores and restaurants, so you can see where you might get your next delivery faster. And it updates every 10 minutes, so you can spend less time waiting and more time earning. So far, we've received a lot of positive feedback from our couriers, and it's been really nice to see that new couriers are having an easier time hitting our platform running because it's so much easier to use. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of drivers in the room, and you're wondering, well, what about me? Well, don't worry. You're not going to get stuck with these dark gray clouds forever. Yes, you're about to get a brand new spiffy heat map. It's going to look a lot better. But more importantly, it's going to be powered with our new wait time technology, so you can feel confident making decisions about where and when to go. Let's take a closer look. So first, you'll notice that you'll see the surge areas marked very clearly with this purple icon with the dollars clearly marked, so they'll be hard to miss. And you'll also see new labels that will show you how long your next trip might take to get. That will help you decide where you want to position so you can maximize your time. The warmer the color, the shorter the wait time. So just tap and go. And again, the map is updated every 10 minutes, so you can get real-time market conditions. This new rides heat map will be available everywhere in the US starting today, and we're rolling it out globally soon. I think it's really our smartest, best-looking map yet, and we can't wait for you to try it. The heat map is just one way that we are listening to your feedback. To tell you about some more improvements, I'd love to welcome my colleague, Aarti Vidyasagar, who manages the extremely busy engineering team. Welcome.
Thank you, Neeti, and hello, everyone. I lead engineering for all things drivers and couriers, and yes, we're real, which means me and my team are responsible for taking all of your great ideas and feedback and actually making them real in the app. I also enjoy the journey of making your in-app experience better and better every step of the way, from the moment you go online to the on-trip journey itself. So let's take a quick walk through that journey and see what improvements we have. So let's say you're ready to start your day. You're greeted with the new spiffy heat map that Neeti just introduced us with. You see that the area is busy, you decide to go online, and pretty soon you get a trip request. Now, all of you know that there's a lot of information here, and it takes time to process this. And many of you have given us feedback that you would like more time to be able to process this information. And I'm happy to say that we are actually increasing the request window for all of our UberX to be longer. Also, in some of our markets, you'll have a third of the time more to be able to make a decision. Not only that, we'll give you additional details, like the number of stops on your trip and also where those stops are going to be. With the added details and time, we're hoping that you can make an informed decision on whether the trip is right for you or not. Now, let's say you get a trip to go to the airport. Now, we all know airport trips are great, so we're going to accept it. But we also know that the airport experience can be tough. Oftentimes, you don't know how long you have to wait before you get the next trip. So we're actually changing that. We are launching our new and improved wait experience. Now, we're going to clearly give you an estimate of how long you can expect to wait. Not only that, as you already know, you know the number of cars ahead of you, the earning trends, but we've also added flight information along with passenger volume that you can expect. This way, you can make a quick decision on if it's worth your time to stay or to leave. Now, to add to the airport's journey, as Sachin mentioned earlier, we're adding Trip Radar to the airport's experience, which means at any given time, you can view and bid on multiple trip requests. We went from being a single queue system to a multiple checkout line system. We're more efficient and faster. What we've seen is on an average, we've reduced the wait time for both riders and drivers. Exciting. Finally, for airports, as also Sachin mentioned, if you are a Gold, Platinum, or Diamond Uber Pro user, you will get priority matching for all of your Trip Radar offers, which is amazing. Now, all of these improvements are designed to make your airport experience predictable, get you back on the road faster, and maximize for what's most valuable for you, which is your time. Now that we've talked about airports, let's talk a bit more about the topic that we all love to hate, traffic tickets. Now, we all know, no matter who you are, getting a traffic ticket can ruin your day. And most recently, I got my very first traffic ticket after 30 years of driving. Yeah, I'm still getting over it. Apparently, my teenage son is the only one who's excited about it because I've lost my bragging rights now. So, anyways, jokes aside, if you are an Uber driver and you get that one single ticket from a missed traffic or speed camera, it can be a huge setback for you. So, we're launching, based on your feedback, our new feature, the Traffic Enforcement Alerts. Don't worry, we got your back. So now when you're on your trip, we're going to give you a heads up if there are enforcement cameras on your way. Not only that, if you're heading into a speed zone with a considerably lower speed limit, we'll also give you heads up so you can be more careful. This way you can drive safer and protect your pocket. Now, as an engineer, I love building features like this because this makes me go beyond just the app. which makes me think about the systems around us and helps me bring the digital and the physical world together, which is what Uber is all about. Now let's talk about another example of this kind. Now, I know that many of you like to go hands-free and use our Apple CarPlay or Android Auto features. Now we're bringing live traffic updates and alternate routes right there in your car's navigation system. If we find a faster route for you, you will see that pop up on your car's navigation system, and you can opt in with just a single tap. As you can see, a lot of what we've been building are intended to improve your in-app experience and make it simple and easier. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Neeti to talk about what we have in store for couriers. Thank you.
Thank you, Aarti. So how many couriers do we have in the room today? Can you show of hands? Awesome, lots of you. So should we talk about batch deliveries? Great, yeah. Batch deliveries are awesome for maximizing earnings, but we all know they can be a challenge. Sometimes it can be hard to see if a batch delivery has multiple drop-offs and pickups and you can't see the full trip plan. So with our new batched experience, we're changing that. You'll be able to see the multiple locations you're dropping off to right in the trip request. And after you accept, you can now tap the trip planner, which will show you all of the stops and pickups right there, so you can see exactly where you're going. This is a feature that couriers have been asking us for a long time, and we are so pleased to be launching it soon. Now, when you get to the restaurant, we're also going to be giving you many more visual cues so you can see exactly who you're picking up for and what you're taking to them, so you can make less mistakes. We know that it's important for you to do the best job, and we are trying to make it easy for you every day. Finally, if you go to the restaurant and an issue does come up, we're making it super easy for you to be able to contact the customer right from the order details page. These are just some of the experience improvements we're making. We have a lot more to show you. We have a booth in the back where our team is standing by to show you all of the more experience improvements we're making. We live and breathe this stuff, so please do ask us any questions you have. Now, for the drivers in the room, let me see. How many drivers do we have? Great. And have you ever used the destination filter to go back home at the end of the day? Yeah, some of you. Yeah, I know. It's super useful when it works. In my experience, sometimes you do end up going the other way. So we have completely overhauled it. It's now called destination mode, and it's designed to give you more options depending on how much time you have. Let's walk through it. Here's how it works. After you turn on the destination mode, you can set a destination, choose the type of trip or route you want to take. Maybe you have more time, you can take a more flexible route, so you get more trips along the way. Or if you're in a hurry and you just want to get to where you're going, you can pick the faster route. And you don't have to only use destination mode at the end of the day. You can use it anytime. You can use it to run an errand or make an appointment in the middle of the day. Whatever you want to do, destination mode will get you there, the way you want to go, whether you want to get more trips or fewer trips. And I feel that this is a huge improvement. I can't wait for you all to try this one. And on that note, I think Aarti and I have reached our destination. So thank you for listening to us. We enjoyed sharing all these with you, and please keep giving us your feedback. And I'd now love to introduce my colleague, Camille, to give some awards to some amazing drivers and couriers in the room. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Camille Irving, and I lead US and Canada mobility here at Uber. Like Sachin and like Neeti, I've also spent time behind the wheel. So I understand the effort that you put in, and I know that we would not be where we are today without you and your dedication. So I'm here today to make sure that you get the credit you deserve, which is why it's time to give out some awards. Today, we're recognizing 5 exceptional individuals from the DC area. These drivers have helped set the standard within our Uber community. To start us off, with nearly 60,000 trips under his belt and 12 years on the platform, this driver isn't just one of the most experienced in DC, he's also one of the best. So please give it up for the winner of our longest diamond status award, Enza Fofana. Come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. That's awesome. Our next award winner works at Walmart in the morning and then turns on rides in the early afternoon so that teachers have a way to get home. After that, she hits the dinner rush and does Eats deliveries. Sometimes she even goes back online at night to make sure that people can get home safely. Please welcome our perfect day driver winner, Nancy Ross. A great Uber Eats shopper doesn't just fulfill orders fast, they treat customers the way they want to be treated. We're honoring someone who does that every single day. Whether she's making sure that every item is accounted for, finding the right substitutions, or ensuring that that avocado is just right. Please give it up for our superstar shopper with the highest fulfillment rate, Sean Stevenson. Now this driver is a true perfectionist. Not only is he an impeccable navigator, but he also prides himself on offering a listening ear for many of his riders. It's no wonder that he has the most 5-star ratings in the DC area. Please join me in congratulating Tae Kim. We all know that drivers who work late at night and on weekends are the real heroes, helping prevent drunk driving and helping get people home safely. Our last award winner had a family emergency, so he can't be here today, but he routinely braves DC's busiest social spots, I know a few of them, and has taken the most weekend night trips this year. Please join me in a round of applause for our weekend warrior, Fareed Al-Raj. Congratulations to all of our honored drivers today. Please give them one more big round of applause. Now I want to introduce the next speaker who's going to talk about a feature that I'm personally very passionate about. As a woman who both drives and rides with Uber, I know that there's a sense of comfort and connection that comes when there's another woman in the car with me. That's why women have been telling us for years that they like the option to match with another woman. So we started building women rider preference, and we took the time to really get it right. Today, I'm so excited to announce that women rider preference will be available for drivers right here in Washington, D.C. It's all about helping women feel safe and in control while on the Uber platform. And to tell you more about how we're doing that, please welcome someone who's been working on this product for a long time, Mariana Estevez.
Right, thanks, Camille. Hello, everyone. My name is Mariana. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, and my job here at Uber is to make sure that everyone that uses our platform is able to do it safely. Not just riders, but drivers and couriers too, because we know you have very unique safety concerns. So take, for example, a rider may take maybe a 20-minute trip, maybe once or twice a week, but some of you are actually hours on the road, sometimes driving late at night. When things get really busy, you're taking up dozens of riders, you're going to places you don't know. We completely understand that. And when I talk to drivers, and especially women drivers, I understand that they are even more concerned. Again, okay, there you go. So for those women drivers, especially those who are new to the platform, when they're thinking about their safety, it can make them even hesitant to even start driving with Uber in the first place. And as a woman, I can relate to that. That's why, as Camille mentioned, we're super excited to announce that Women Rider Preference is now live in DC. It's a feature that allows women drivers to basically select and say they only want to receive trip requests from other women riders. It's great. It's live in other countries around the world, and women drivers really love it. It's really popular. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Ever since we've launched, we've already done over 150 million trips globally with this feature on. A quarter of women drivers turn this on every single week. And for those that use it, they're using for over 90% of the trips. That's huge. So we're live today in DC, which is great, but we're also expanding to more cities in the US in the next month. So really excited about that. So we understand, of course, you don't have to be a woman to worry about your safety. That's why we're also launching another preference called Rider Ratings Preference. This preference will allow every single driver to go on and say what is the minimum rating that they feel comfortable accepting a trip from. You can turn this on and off anytime you want. So let's say you're driving during the night, want to turn this on, you're back in the day, turn this back off. It's completely up to you, whatever makes you feel more confident. Okay, but that's not everything. When we talk to you guys, we understand that you want to feel confident that the person that's getting in the back of your car, it's really who they say they are, right? So that's why last year, Uber took a huge step towards rider verification. This year, we're taking it further. We're bringing it to cash trips, package deliveries, and alcohol deliveries. We've heard your feedback. We understand those are really important for couriers and drivers. Finally, I want to talk about one of my personal favorite features, Record My Ride. We've launched this a couple of years ago, and ever since we've launched, millions and millions of trips have been recorded in our platform, which is great. Actually, last month, we just hit an all-time high record of over 110 million trips recorded in just one single month. That's huge. But we understand this feature is complex. We keep improving it to make sure that it's working for you. That's why now you're going to see that if your battery gets low or your phone overheats, recording will automatically pause and then resume when things are back to normal, right? It's also going to soon fall back to record audio only before it completely stops recording. We're also making a ton of investments in the tech behind it to make sure that everything is running a lot smoother. So I can say we've been busy on the safety team, and I just want to reassure that we take our mission very seriously. We're working behind the scenes to make sure every single trip is safe. And with that, I want to welcome Jay to the stage.
Thank you, Mariana, and hi, everyone. My name is Jay Raganathan. I head the product team for the earner teams and the safety teams. So my job really is to represent your interests at Uber and make sure that your experience gets better every single day. Now, I'm also in what's known as a boomerang at Uber. I actually left the company a while back and came back. And the reason I came back is I just love knowing that we help you earn for yourselves and your families, and you get to do so on your own terms. It's hard not to love that. So far, we've talked about how we're working to make the product easier for you to use. We've talked about how we're working to make the product safer when you're out on the roads there. Now, I think it's only fair to spend a few more minutes talking about how to be fair for you guys. Now, one of the things we've heard over and over again is it doesn't seem fair when a trip takes much longer than expected. You get stuck in traffic, what have you, and you get paid the exact same amount as when you started the trip. This really sucks. That's why we're launching the Delayed Ride Guarantee. Now, if a ride from pickup to drop-off takes 5 minutes longer than originally expected, we will pay you for the additional work you're putting into this trip. And you will see this on the receipt. Hopefully, this will make your lives a bit better every single day. Awesome. Now, if you guys have your phones out, you probably have seen these like little badges that show up at the bottom. They're notifications from your apps on what's going on. And Apple calls these live activities. There's an Android version of these. Until now, we've used live activities mainly to let riders know about the ETA of their pickup, where the location of the driver is, when they're going to come get them. But now, we're also going to expand this to tipping. The option to leave a tip is important because when you do great work, we want to make sure customers have a chance to thank you for that work. Riders often want to leave a tip, but life gets busy. They move on with their lives, and they forget about it. With live activities, we'll make it super easy for them to do so right before the end of the trip. And since we've launched this feature, and we've launched this recently, we're seeing more trips being added to more trips on a consistent basis, which means more money in your pocket. But we also want to make sure tipping feels fair to couriers. We know how frustrating it is when you do a delivery, and then the tip changes after the delivery. This really sucks. So now we've added a new guaranteed tipping. So if you see this guaranteed on your offer card, this means that you will get this amount. When there's a change from the on other side, we will cover the difference. Because if someone promises you a tip, we think you should get it. Another thing we've heard loud and clear is that it's very frustrating when you get dinged for things that are outside your control. You show up at a restaurant, and it's closed. What are you supposed to do? Or you find out that an order was picked up by somebody else by mistake. All of these things happen in the course of the day, and you can't deal with that yourself. So we're fixing that. Cancellations, which happen for these one-off reasons, will no longer count against your cancellation rates and won't affect your scores in any way. They're also getting better at flagging things like satisfaction ratings that you couldn't control. Something happened somewhere else in the trip, and they blame you for it. We don't want you to be dinged for that, so we're working on that as well so we can eliminate those kinds of satisfaction ratings. We've all heard the expression, life's not fair, but we'll never stop trying to make things better for you guys. We may not be able to get everything right every single time, but we will continue to listen, and we will continue to try to do the best we can for you. Now, to tell you more about how we're doing that and to wrap things up, please welcome back Dara to the stage.
All right. Thank you, Jay, and hello again. Just speaking of fairness, we want to make sure that we are creating the best opportunities for people who are doing the right thing on the platform. So that's why we're actually doubling down on preventing fraud. There's a lot of fraud around, especially now with AI, and removing accounts that are looking to game the system. We got teams on Uber that are focused on fighting this kind of behavior 24/7 all around the world. So that's why we're also going to ask every US driver and courier, no matter how long you've been using the app, to help us verify your account again using our latest identity technology. If you haven't gotten a notification yet, you'll get one in the driver app soon, asking you to re-upload your profile photo and your photo ID. It should just take a couple of minutes, but it'll make sure that everyone who drives on Uber has been through the same background check and belongs on the platform. We also want to make sure that you have all the information about the decisions that affect your life, right? So how many of you know what it's like to have someone get angry at you and you have no idea why? Or maybe you know what you did, but you feel like the other person overreacted. Anyone? Feels terrible. I had a wife joke in here, but she might be watching, so I removed that, all right? We don't want you feeling like that on Uber, so we are making a couple of changes. So last year, if you remember, we made changes to our deactivation process to give you a louder voice when claims are made, and then simpler channels for you to be able to tell your side of the story, because there are always two sides of the story. This year, what we're doing is we're expanding the opportunity to provide feedback on more kinds of incidents, including claims of incomplete orders or account sharing, which happens, or account sharing attempts, which happen more and more often. But fairness also means transparency, so that you have the same information that we do. So when things go wrong, the consequences should reflect what actually happened. So let's say that you're doing deliveries on Uber, and you get several reports of violations for not checking ID on alcohol deliveries. I'm sure this would not happen to anyone in this room, but theoretically, let's say that it happened. So in that case, rather than limiting your ability to be on the platform as a whole, we're going to limit your access to that specific earnings opportunity that you had a problem with. So in that particular case, you wouldn't be able to deliver alcohol anymore, but you'll be able to earn through other means. You'll be able to deliver pizzas, et cetera. So the punishment will be specific to the issue that happened. Now, what if a rider files a report that's not just unfair in terms of their interpretation of what happened, but just false? And it happens. We know it happens. So 2 years ago, we announced some changes to protect you against unfair ratings for customers who were looking just for a refund. Again, it happened. This is working out much, much better, and we're trying to get it better every single day. Now, today, we're going even further. If you get a false review or an account, and you can prove it, this is really important, with, for example, a Record My Ride. This is why everybody should be using Record My Ride, because it helps protect you, it helps get to the ground truth. We will take action. And that action can include permanently removing a rider from the platform. So in that case, your voice and your evidence won't just protect you, but it will make a difference for every other driver and courier on the platform as well. Listen, all of this is about treating you the way that anyone would want to be treated. And with so many options to earn out there, it's just another way that we can help make sure that you can come back to Uber for earnings opportunities. So we have thrown a lot at you today, but my main hope is that you take away from this session 2 things. First, we need you. That's why we're so focused on making Uber easier, safer, and more fair to use this year, and we're going to keep doing it every single year. Second thing I want you to know is that we hear you and we want your feedback. We need it because we got to start building for next year. And that's based on your ideas and your feedback. And that's why so many of us at Uber, myself included, have spent time on the road driving in delivery, because it's your everyday experience we're talking about, and we need to understand it to build a truly, truly great product for you. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for being on the Uber platform. Thank you for sharing your ideas. And let's keep building great products together. Thank you.